Everywhere I go, I see the brand new iPhone. Okay, it sounds cringe. I know it sounds cringe. Leave it aside. But the truth is that whenever you see someone using a brand new iPhone, or a laptop, or a car, or just anything else which you do not have, you feel the urge to buy one for yourself. You start to make excuses to yourself that why you should upgrade this thing, why you should upgrade to the newest thing available in the market. But these all upgrades are fake. These are all fake. These are a trap, a never ending closed loop. These upgrades are killing you. So, on this week's episode, I'm going to talk on the upgrades, why not to upgrade, how to upgrade, when to upgrade, and most important, the aftermath of the upgrade. And I'm not going to talk this in any particular order, say why to upgrade first, then how to add. These are just some of the questions which I thought that would be helpful to include this. So let's start the episode. Hi, my name is Akash, and this is the AR Core Show, a podcast for and about the youth. Every year, the smartphone manufacturers showcase their new phone. Car makers make new cars. There's a bunch of new laptops, new watch, and every other thing you see. And what's your first impression? An urge to buy it. You want to buy it. You don't see what it has to offer you, what actual upgrade it offers you with your older one. You just want to rush, want to buy, and get your hands on the brand new thing. This is not completely our fault or your fault. It is human tendency to look after a new thing for happiness. We search for happiness from one place to another, and when we get something new, we feel happy. Brand shows their product as the best thing they have ever created and try to make you decide whether you want to stick with your, say, old garbage or try hands on the brand new phone or brand new laptop or anything they have just released, they have just created. We also want to show it to the world. We want to show the world that we have this thing. The world judges you by the device you use, the car you drive, the clothes and shoes you wear. It tells them your status and you have the money to buy it. There are some worldly factors which make you spend a big bunch of money on your upgrades. But there are a number of several other, or should I say, the internal factors which force you to let go some money out of your wallet. And the first thing, the first internal factor is that you have been using a particular device for long and that it have lost its life. You have consumed it to its maximum life, and it have become a hurdle in your productive day. This is very obvious to happen. Things you consume have a life. Uh, these have a definitive life, and after that, these have to be replaced or upgraded. It is pretty simple, no conflict, no, and one should definitely upgrade at this time. But as this thing causes a user make up upgrade every say 4 to 6 years. If you are using a device properly, you are not going to upgrade say your smartphone for the next 3 to 4 or 5 years maybe. You can use a proper screen guard, a proper case for your smartphones, and if there is something which breaks or there is some wear and tear, you just say if your screen breaks, you can just get a new screen, just change the screen or changing the battery if the battery is low. But these are some other things. Do not push ourselves to that thing, but it makes a user for 4 to 6 years say to upgrade. And the companies that have developed a new strategy for these kind of users specifically, and here comes a term, the planned obsolescence. It means when the developer makes a device in any aspect reductant, say weak battery, low performance, or any other thing, the low camera performance, or just any other aspect, the developer makes your device reductant. The case is very obvious in recent when Apple have apologized for this, and this is what brands are doing. Apple have been criticized for weakening the battery of their older iPhones whenever a new iPhone is launched, and they are doing this for throughout the years, and users feel that yeah, my iPhone is slow, I should upgrade it. This is what the brands have been doing. This is also their part of their marketing agency. They This is how they also market their product. They just do not create some fancy ads, some fancy banners, logos. They also do these kind of things, which in a way are not very much say professional, say have high moral values, but everyone is doing this. Every brand you see have been doing this. Apple have been caught, they have apologized for this, and now they are giving you option to boost the performance or to boost the battery life. That's all what happening. The second thing is, another term I would like to include is the hedonic adaptation or hedonic treadmill. It is a concept given by Brickman and Campbell in the article Hedonic Relativism and Planning Good Society. The hedonic treadmill or the hedonic adaptation. Uh, this is what, as the article says, the observed tendency of humans to quickly return to a relatively stable level of happiness despite major positive or negative event or life changes. According to this theory, as a person makes more money, expectations and desire rise in tandem, which results in no permanent gain in happiness. I'll talk about this theory in some later episodes. Definitely, it is very interesting thing to discuss. But limiting to this episode, the theory is that happiness is not permanent, but even sadness is also not the permanent thing, and that from both the situations, both the extreme situations, a person comes back to the very normal life pretty soon. It is obvious from the research by University of Massachusetts titled "Lottery Winners and Accident Victims: Is Happiness Relative?" This is the title. University of Massachusetts have researched on this thing, and they found that now this is very evident that from both the extreme situations, one comes to the normal life. So similarly, when you buy a new, say, a laptop, this happiness is like for 2 days, and then everything is back to normal. You will lose interest in that new device. This happens with everything every time you buy something new. Now the third thing, when you save yourself from upgrading frequently, then you would end up with having a good number of zeros in your retirement account. And this is pretty self-explanatory. Why should I explain this thing when it is saying your retirement account has been given a good number of zeros? If you are not upgrading frequently and you are not upgrading uselessly, then why to upgrade frequently? And as I said, I'm not going to describe or explain anything like in a particular order. These are all mixed up, and this is something like that. I cannot just separate two things. These are very correlated, and I cannot separate these. Okay. Now you would ask, when I'm saying no to upgrade frequently, then when should one upgrade? When should you upgrade? To answer this question, I would suggest you to keep a checklist ready with you. And the number one thing is that to see if you have enough money. And someone have nicely said that if you can't buy a particular thing which you want to buy, if you can't buy that thing twice right now, then you should not buy it. Forget this device. Work hard, grind yourself, and when you have the money that you can buy this thing twice at that particular time, you can buy that thing. Number two. The number two is to check your current possession. If it is working fine, then there's no need to upgrade. But the time when it starts making your day unproductive, then it is the time to go for the upgrades. If you are having a phone, if it is running fine, you can do your work, you can make calls, you can capture some photos, you are all set to go. There's no need to upgrade just for uh, some a few, or might be useless upgrades for you. Why to upgrade? Why to waste some your hard earned money on that thing which are useless to you? Number 3 is the responsibility on your soldiers. No, I do not mean the responsibility of your family or other, but although it is yours, I understand. But what I mean here to say the responsibility is that the work you do, if you are not able to do work, or the person for whom you are working is not happy with your work, the machine on which you work, the final product, then it is no harm to upgrade. Say if I'm here podcasting, if my audience is not happy with the way I'm podcasting, the my audio quality, my video quality, and all everything stuff related to podcast and my audience, then I must upgrade myself. Then I do not have to see that whether I can I can work from these things, whether uh, I can spend one more year with this thing. Then I have to enter the era of upgrade. I have to upgrade the thing. But with that thing also, I must remember that the first two principles, whether I have the money to upgrade it, and number two, if it is very much unproductive, or if I can work on it. So that's how you should upgrade, and keep yourself away from the fake upgrades which make your life miserable one. So that's all for this week's episode. Thanks for joining and giving your precious time to listen my episode. If you have anything to say, you can mail me on the arcoreshow@gmail.com. And also, if you love what I create, actually I should not ask this every time. You love, that's why you are here, that's why you are listening to this. If you love, then go and show some love on Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube. Everywhere it is the AR Core Show. Also, the podcast is available on YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Google Podcast, Teacher Overcast, and all other major podcast streaming services. And I'll see you the next week. Till then, be happy and be youth.